All right, now let's get to it. So you launch Houdini and it's going to look something like this. And basically what we're going to do first is just set up the bare essentials. Even if you are somewhat familiar with Houdini, I'd still say pay attention to this part because what we're going to do is make it nice and pretty. So what I'm going to do here is split some of these panes up. So make this left and right, make this one left and right, and we're going to link them together vertically. So here we go. 1 and 1. So anything I do in these two squares here will affect the other one, whereas these ones will remain separate. And you'll see that pay off later. Right now, you'll just kind of have to take my word for it. But once we start putting nodes down, I can keep two different collections of nodes in different windows and not have to like keep flying all over my scene to find everything all the time. And we're gonna make this a 1 also. So everything I do over here in the 2s will probably not immediately update this one window, whereas we'll keep like our primary work here and then maybe secondary stuff over here. Great. So now we should actually save it basically immediately. I'll make like a folder called tutorial, and I'm actually gonna make a scenes subdirectory, and we'll call it walls or whatever. Cool. The reason why we save it so fast is because over here, Houdini is basically visual programming, so there's a lot of notion of variables, basically keywords that will store specific things for us. Your files are called HIP files. Now we're using the non-commercial version here, so you see it's a HIP NC, HIP non-commercial, but the variable is still HIP. So anyway, the HIP variable becomes where you saved your scene. So HIP file is the full path, HIP is simply the directory that it's in, and job we should change to be, well, let's add that tutorial business into it. That'll be like our lowest level that's still within our project. So again, the HIP one is going to refer to where the actual scene file is, and the job variable will refer to the lowest level of our particular project. And we're going to refer to these variables later when we want to save out cache files or simulation files or read in Alembic things from wherever. We're probably going to refer to them in terms of these variables, just to keep everything nice and organized and not use absolute paths if we don't have to. So there we go, nice and pretty. Oh, caught my mouse. And while we're at it, let's actually save that layout that we just made. Save current desktop as, and we'll call it, I guess did lols, so how about lols2. Great. That's a very self-explanatory name. Great, so now we're all set, and if you ever need to get back to it, you can go to that. You can also play around and check out the different layouts that are available to you, but we'll stick with this one for the rest of this tutorial.